Oh, man. Oh, here's another cool view I see sometimes. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it. Feast. Feast your eyes upon its grandeur. Hork. Blop. Nice bike. I wanted to talk about something I think about from time to time, which is mindfulness, and specifically mindfulness on a motorcycle. When you are on a motorcycle, you tend to be, hopefully, concentrating on the road and the bike and what's around you. And if you have a little extra mental processing power, it seems like people also think about and concentrate on and experience the wind and the smells and the way their bodies feel and the heat. Sometimes even just sweat, just experiencing sweating, which, you know, we all do, hopefully, from time to time. But when you work in an environment-controlled office with air conditioning, and you go from your environment-controlled office to your environment-controlled home, you may miss some of those connections, like being hot and being uncomfortable, and I think that's an important part of the human experience. So being on the bike allows you to, well, I guess it forces you to really experience those things. And how does that correlate to mindfulness? I guess that's a good question that you've just asked me, listener, and I'm going to answer you in a moment. Mark rides a CB 500F, as in fancy lad, and maybe I should edit his name out. I don't know who that guy is up there. I'm just gonna follow him onto the freeway. I don't know, like, should I ask him? Hey, would you like me to talk about you on my motovlog? Would you like me to use your motorcycle name? I don't even think he has a motorcycle name. Where would he get one? Is that like the star registry? You send in you send in $20 and they give you a motorcycle name, and you maybe you even get a star named after your motorcycle name. I don't know. Gosh, let's slow down a lot. Oh, see, I'm gonna lose him here if I slow down too much. All right, let's do it. Whoa, Nelly. Oh, look at that. We're still alive, still fully intact. I mean, they may have left a little something back there, but that happens. Anyway, mindfulness, which is the antithesis of being distracted by everything that happens to you in your life. And that never happens to me. In Buddhism, not that I'm an expert on Buddhism, but I've read a couple books, so, you know, what more can you want from a person, from a body? In Buddhism, there's a lot of focus on experiencing and living in the present moment. Whatever's happening to you, whether it's good or bad, positive or negative. I guess I could turn my signal on. You want to live in the present moment, and there are some exercises that you can do to practice bringing yourself into the present moment. And what that means to a Buddhist is that they aren't focused on something other than what's happening right now. So they aren't concerned with what's going to happen tonight, and they aren't worried about, oh, he's really going, huh? All right. I can twist my wrist too. Well, I guess I shouldn't now that we've hit the speed limit. They're not worried about what's going to happen tomorrow. They're not worried about things that have happened recently. They're focused on the present moment and what's happening in that moment, because in a sense, Buddhism teaches you that no other moments exist. The past is a memory, and the future is a concern or a hope. But it certainly isn't something that is definitely going to happen to you. Not in a negative sense, but it's just a big unknown. And there's nothing really to worry about because the future never exists. The only thing that ever exists is the moment that you're presently living in. So mindfulness exercises are meant to help you concentrate and focus on the current moment, what's happening around you, so you don't miss out. I think often when people talk about their children and they say, I blinked my eyes and they were grown, or I blinked my eyes and I was 70, it's because they forgot somewhere along the way to hold on to the moments as they passed. They forgot somewhere along the way also to let go of the moments as they passed. So as much as mindfulness is about not worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow, mindfulness is also about not agonizing over what is no longer. A lot of things in life go. A lot of things in life aren't anymore. A friend of mine calls these things deaths. He says in life, we suffer many deaths, we suffer many losses. Our children grow and they aren't beautiful, sweet, adorable, young, precious, impressionable children anymore. And we lose something when that happens. And we gain something else. But whether or not we gain something else, it doesn't replace what we had before. It's just new and different. And we have to mourn the things that we've lost and accept the fact that we've lost them. And I think that's the only way to maintain some kind of equilibrium in life, is to realize that life is full of these little deaths, and yet we exist. In this moment, we can exist despite all those little deaths. Or maybe because of them, because those things that happen to us do so much to define who we are and what our values are. So mindfulness is kind of a long tangent to get back to talking about existing in the present moment and being at peace with the moment and what that means. So how do you exist in the present moment? The Buddhist monks have some exercises. I don't know if these are all from Buddhist monks or if they're just from, Zen practitioners or non-Zen practitioners who also believe in mindfulness. And I'll tell you what they are in a moment. But right now I'm going to open my face shield and breathe air. Whew. Okay, so here's the deal. We're going to come into this moment, and we're going to live fully in this moment, and this is how we're going to do it. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stop thinking. Listen to my voice. I want you to focus on what you're wearing. Not in abstract. Don't think thoughts about what you're wearing, but focus specifically on your clothes. Focus on the fabric. Feel it against your skin. And as we go through our day-to-day, it's easy to minimize that. Just like breathing. We don't think about our breathing because we breathe automatically, and what a waste of time it would be to focus on our breathing every minute of every day. Focus now on your clothes. Think about the way they feel. Can you feel the pattern of the fabric against your skin? Can you feel places on your body where they're a little tight or a little loose and they press? Can you feel what's cotton and what's denim and what's, spandex, hopefully. For God's sake, someone please be wearing spandex. Think about that. Really feel it and experience that feeling. And then feel the air in the room on your skin as well. Maybe it's completely still, but concentrate on what that stillness feels like. Or maybe it's moving. Maybe it's just moving your hair gently. Find that feeling and focus on that. And continue to focus on the way that your clothing feels and the way that your shoes fit and whether you're warm or cold and whether you're thirsty or not. And don't think, I should get a drink. Just acknowledge that your body is experiencing thirst, or acknowledge, maybe thankfully, that your body is not experiencing thirst and that you're very comfortable. Do this stuff. Mark just pointed out, a police officer, we will tread lightly as we are wont to do. So do these things. Concentrate on your body. And now look at the room around you and think about the color of the light in the room, the quality of the light. Is it cold, like from a fluorescent bulb, or is there a yellow hue to it, the way you would get with incandescence? What does it look like? What do the shadows in the room look like? Reach out if you're sitting at a desk, or if you're sitting near, I don't know, anything with texture, which I guess would be just anything, your chair, your furniture. Reach out and touch whatever is in reach and feel it under your fingertips and focus on this moment and realize that in this moment you are alive. In this moment, and really only in this moment, you exist. This is you. This is you living in a moment. And this is me on a motorcycle living in a different moment. According to Buddhism, we are 2 points of activity, what they would call universal activity. We're 2 ways that the universe has of expressing the larger activity. The entire life of the universe is happening in and through us in this moment. So that's a cool thought, right? Anyway, so I especially use this when I'm experiencing something with my children or my girlfriend, my family. Experiencing something that I want to hold on to, something that I want to live in. And I talk to my children about it a lot. I talk to them about living in the moment, and I talk to them about being present, not being distracted, and I talk to them about stillness, because I think being present in moments, whether they're happy or sad, whether they are easy and fun or incredibly emotionally difficult and challenging, being present is the only way to find inner stillness. And I'm not trying to get all preachy on my motorcycle, but I'm pretty passionate about it. If you want to find that calm inside yourself, if you want to find peace, if you want to have a Zen state of mind, a good start, a really good start, is learning how to be present in any moment, no matter how little you like it. Practice that. And it really is just as simple as that technique, and accepting where you are and letting go of any thoughts about the past or the future. And that doesn't mean that you're going to be missing lunch appointments or you're not going to wake up for work on time. We have responsibilities, but we also have a responsibility to ourselves not to let life pass us by. And the way that I do that is by passing this guy by before he kills me. The way that I do that is by making sure that in each moment I'm fully alive and fully aware. Hello, moto friend. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Oh, hello, moto friend number 2. You're also welcome. Oh, they're so friendly, these motorcycle riders. You know, when I was a kid, I was intimidated by motorcycle riders. I'm going to make that a more honest statement. You know, up until about, still right now, I'm intimidated by motorcycle riders. But what I really found, and one thing that I love, is that this community is so open once you're in. And, you know, if you're not coming in with pretenses or with a big chip on your shoulder. I've never been in a situation where I see someone who rides a motorcycle and I express that I ride a motorcycle, and that didn't turn into a conversation. And I love that. Sometimes it's inconvenient, like I really want to leave work, and we're at the motorcycle parking spot, and we're trying to leave, and I can't because I'm talking to some guy about how much he really doesn't care for his Revit textile jacket, and he's asking me about my Revit pants, and if I like them, and, you know, that kind of thing. But generally, those conversations are awesome. We're talking about something that we're so passionate about, and the community is so welcome. I haven't hung out with a lot of the Harley guys, and obviously I'm not riding a Harley, but I think even they would probably accept me to whatever degree I showed them, respect, just like any other human beings. If you show them some respect and consideration, they're going to be pretty, I think, open and accepting to you. If you live in California and you lane split, I will now give you a piece of lane splitting advice. I am not an expert. I really only do it in the carpool lane. I don't get much tighter than what you see right now. I'm not comfortable with that, but lane splitting advice is, if you're lane splitting behind someone, don't fixate on the person you're lane splitting behind. And I catch myself doing that a little bit from time to time. You need to be looking at these clowns who are trying to kill you and these clowns who are trying to kill you. Basically everybody around you, and kind of being aware of all that stuff. And don't focus so much on the person in front of you. The person in front of you is the only predictable person on the freeway. You know what they're going to do because it's the same thing that you would do in most situations. So get their silhouette, fix the size of their silhouette in your brain somewhere, and just make sure that doesn't start to grow, because if it does, obviously you're coming up on their tail. Other than that, forget about them. Focus on these people. These are the clowns that are, wild cards. You don't know what they're going to do, but I guarantee you they're not going to come to a complete stop in front of you for no reason. The person in front of you won't, Anyway, that's really all I wanted to talk about on this moto vlog. So, sorry it wasn't funny. Some of these things are so hilarious. I watch Baker X Derek and Baron Von Grumbles and Jake the Garden Snake, and I laugh and laugh and laugh. Inside a cupped hand that I hold over my face while I'm watching motovlogs at work when I'm supposed to be doing things. I laugh. That doesn't happen. I've never actually done that. Ever. Anyway, sorry it wasn't funny, but that was a topic that was close to my heart. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you will share any stories of a motorcycle bringing you closer to yourself in the comments below.